everybody, and welcome to Listeners Beware, a podcast about all things Goosebumps. My name is Gary.
And I'm Ashley.
And today we are talking about book number 24.
Phantom of the Auditorium.
Not the Phantom.
I was careful. I had to double check. I'm like, is there a the? No, because he won't use the twice in the in the book title. But no, you notice I paused for a moment. Like, let me double check.
And then
Phantom
I was like,
of the Auditorium.
Because I've been saying in my head the Phantom, so I was like, oh God, I've been wrong all this time. So
it's okay. We got it. We're getting it. We're getting it together. You know.
Yeah.
2 seasons in, we probably should be. But hey,
I would hope.
All right, so we have book number 24, and this one was a little longer than the previous one. I believe it was about 126 pages. So we had a little bite of the Phantom. Now, Gary,
Yes.
Do you want to do that thing that you do so well and give us the synopsis?
I would love to. Here we go. It's a weird way to start it.
No, I think it's perfect.
Thank you. Here we
That's
go.
pizzazz.
Lights, curtain, Phantom? Brooke's best friend Zeke has been given the lead role in the school play, The Phantom. Zeke's totally into it. He loves dressing up in the grotesque Phantom costume and scaring the other members of the cast. Brooke thinks Zeke's getting a little too into it, but then really scary things start happening. A message appears on a piece of scenery. The Phantom strikes. A stage light comes crashing down. Is someone trying to ruin the play, or is there really a phantom living under the stage?
Dun, 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 dun.
Did any of those things actually happen? Like,
I was actually about to say, I don't recall that being in the book at all. Now that, it's fresh in our brains, I don't recall any of that.
I mean, there was a message on scenery, but it's not the Phantom strikes. So.
There was no stage light crashing.
Definitely not.
So that's odd.
If neither of us remember it, it can't be real.
I know. As you were reading it, I was like, hold on.
Did I read the wrong book?
I don't remember that. This is what I get for reading my books online. I got the knockoff, the wish version.
Knockoff Goosebumps, yeah. That's our next podcast.
Generic Goosebumps. So apparently in that special brand, the things in the synopsis don't happen. So
no, apparently not. It's strange.
I think we are 24 books in, and I think this is the first time where we've read a synopsis and just point blank said, that didn't happen in the book.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. I don't think whoever wrote this read that book.
I was going to say, I mean, either that or it's like based on an early draft that got whittled down.
Or they were remembering Phantom of the Opera.
Entirely possible.
I don't think that's in there, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Which is funny, actually. Tangential Ashley strikes again.
Here we go.
One of my favorite songs. I love the Phantom of the Opera song from the Phantom of the Opera so much that I have 2 different versions on my music library. One of them is a techno remix. Super fun. You didn't know you can techno up the Phantom of the Opera song, and yet there it is. And it's done by Harajuku, I believe. But so fun, like really fun. Nice. And then I think that was done back in the day, back in like the early 2000s, maybe like late 90s, where techno got a hold of whatever it could. And it's like, let's do a cover of everything and make it a techno song. And it's like, how many raves is this actually being played at? I don't know, but I'm here for it.
Right.
But Voice Play, they're an a cappella group.
Okay.
They did a cover of the Phantom of the Opera, and they brought in a female singer because I don't think she's traditionally part of Voice Play, but I could be wrong, but I believe she's not. But they brought her in. Her name's Rachel Potter, and it's all a cappella. It's all their mouth sounds.
Right.
And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Nice. I know the name Rachel Potter, and I'm not sure why. I'll have to Google that later.
I'll still Google.
Editor's note. Google it later.
Yeah. I really love the concept of the Phantom of the Opera. And like whether it's in this, the Phantom of the Auditorium, or it's Phantom of the Opera, you have like this fatal love. You have this, light representation that's in love with the dark, because the Phantom represents the dark. He loves her, but she also loves him. And so, I don't know. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah. A real merging of light and dark, which is beautiful.
Yeah, it's very like what am I looking for? It's very The Hunchback of Notre Dame meets Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of that story. I thought The Phantom of the Opera did it well. So when this book was released, and I saw the cover of this phantom, and he's, throwing his cape across himself, and he's got a phantom face. I'm like, oh, I have to read this. Even as a child, I was super excited because I had at that age been exposed to Phantom of the Opera.
Hmm.
So I was excited to see what is this Phantom of the Auditorium about?
Right. Even though I was a theater kid, like I wasn't really into the plays. Like it wasn't something I listened to regularly or whatever. But in 2004, when Joel Schumacher brought us the Phantom of the Opera movie with Gerard Butler, like that was fantastic. And I'm a lifelong Schumacher fan. I know, Lost Boys is one of your
Lost
faves.
Boys. Yep. I was going to say, you had me at Schumacher.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, that movie was just, I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that was, that's all I got to say about that. Great songs, great production and everything. So I was in for this book based on that.
I was a drama kid.
Yeah.
Definitely a drama kid. I didn't watch probably as many musicals and plays as other kids were. And, nowadays it's a whole lot easier to
Yeah.
be exposed to those things because you have YouTube and Google and the internet. And so everything's at your fingertips. Things are recorded and then put online legally. Like
Yeah.
you have, full productions that are now streaming with the permission of the theater groups. And so it's a little easier to come by. Back then, it wasn't. I just happened to be lucky, and a friend of mine was obsessed with musical theater, one of my best friends growing up. So she had copies of this because her sister was doing plays in college.
Mhm.
And so they had VHS recordings of the musicals.
Dang.
And so like we're talking very old school. And so we'd watch the VHSs, and I was able to see things like Phantom of the Opera and stuff like that just by proxy of being best friends with someone whose sister was actively doing plays in college.
That's
and
great.
performing in plays, not doing plays. That sounds so crass.
Yeah.
I'm a country bumpkin. But yeah, so for me, Phantom of the Opera, I loved the music. I loved the song, especially that song, I think captured just that, tragic love,
Mhm.
that forbidden kind of taboo love.
Oh yeah.
And it in its best entirety. And yeah, I'm a big fan. I could never hit those high notes. We would sing along, and we would just like, it was probably her poor mom was like, oh, these children are howling like wolves. In my head, I was very operatic.
Of course.
In reality, it was probably like a dying weasel. I don't know.
I like that that's the thing you go with.
It's what jumped into my head. You should know me by now.
I do.
So we went on our tangential corner there.
Mhm.
But let's bring us back to the book. We have Brooke Rogers and her best friend Zeke Matthews. Once again, we have the protagonist. We have the perspective of a girl,
Yep.
teen girl. I forget how old they are. I know they're in middle school. I think they were like, 12 or 13? 13 maybe?
I can't remember if it was ever explicitly stated. I don't think it was, because normally I notice that, but
Yeah. Usually that's the first thing we write down.
yeah, right.
How old are they? Well, and it's interesting because they start the book really not going into a personal narrative of this is my name, this is where I live, this is my age. We really do get hit from the beginning. The first line is a mysterious phantom haunted our school.
Yeah.
That's a great way to start it.
It's a good opening.
And she gives you just a little bit as a narrator of the book, our protagonist. She gives you a bit of that before she ever talks about herself.
Mhm.
We have a phantom. He's haunted the school for 70 years. And by the way, my best friend Zeke and I found him. So
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Is this the first time ever that we've had sort of a future tense, like,
looking
narrative?
back, recalling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be
Right.
because everything else happens in the moment. And yeah, I think this is the first one where it's like, hey, this is something that happened, but let me go backwards.
Right.
Let me tell you how it started.
It's fun.
Yeah. So they are in 6th grade, which would put them around the ages of 12.
Yeah.
11 and 12. So they're youngish. Although when reading the book, they do come across a little bit older than that. I would have pegged them somewhere in middle school, but maybe not on the younger end of it. So that's fun.
They do seem like more mature characters for an R.L. Stine book.
Yeah, and I mean, even her best friend Zeke, even though he plays a lot of pranks and he likes to kind of be that class clown, he does it in a way that doesn't come across as super juvenile. It just more so as your friend that's having fun.
Right.
So
Great.
it's not obnoxious, right? In the past, I feel like RL describes the people that play pranks and they're really just obnoxious or annoying. And Zeke is not an unlikable character.
Mm-mm. No, this might be the first book where there's not really an unlikable character, which is interesting.
I agree.
It's one of few.
I think they tried to create one with Tina.
Yeah.
You know, she's kind of the hater who hopes that Brooke literally breaks her legs so she can take on as the main role versus the understudy. But even she is as nasty as she can be and as kind of annoying as she can be with the way she picks at her. It's not overboard.
Mm-mm.
It's just little passive aggressive comments. All right, more aggressive than passive. But it's never just full on. She's hitting her. She's bullying her. She's just being awful. It's like, yeah, she sneaks in her little jealous comments, but
yeah,
that's that age.
We've all known a Tina or two. I mean, I
know
real.
Tina's now.
True.
And it's just like, ugh.
Is it me? Am I a Tina?
No.
Yay, I'm not a Tina.
No, you're more of like a Brooke.
Oh. Is it because I babble?
Girl, I don't know how to take that. Huh?
Is it because I babble?
Is it because you're babbling, Brooke? No, if anybody's the babbler, it's me. I have been called long-winded multiple times. I just embrace it. Yes, my name is Ashley. I talk a lot.
Own it, girl.
I own it.
You do.
I mean, we're both babbling Brooks.
It's true. We're just a couple of babblers.
Yeah, because I'm not really a Zeke. I'm not a prankster.
No.
I like to have fun and I like to make jokes, but I don't play jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, same to that end though. I mean, Zeke is a likable prankster. He is a prankster that I would associate with, as opposed to most of the ones from past books.
Yeah, and I think part of it that helps balance out kind of his juvenile jokes is the fact that he actually does care.
Mm-hmm.
So he really does take the role seriously. He's practicing, he's learning the parts. He really cares when he realizes he might get kicked out of the play. The only reason he convinces her to go even check to see if there is a phantom at the school multiple times is to prove his innocence because he doesn't want to get kicked out of the play. It's not so much I'm innocent, let me prove my name because I care what people think. It's I'm innocent, I really want to stay in the play. I care. I want to be a part of this.
Yeah, it's true. Zeke's that care.
He's passionate.
He is.
Because if you think about his pranks, they're early on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, he pranks the cast list. And it's like, you're suspended, Brooke. And she's like, hey, oh, wait, that's you. Dang it. But then they both find out they're the leads and they're excited. Then he does the little blue-green mask they talk about that deviates from the traditional Phantom mask. Because what's interesting on the cover is they have a more iconic Phantom that you would see in Phantom of the Opera. But the one that they describe in the book wears like a blue-green mask. So it's almost more of like a monstrous Phantom.
Right. Well, I have to assume that this is, Jacobus was not given the details that the Phantom was younger than the one we see on the book cover. Not to get too far ahead, but, I think this is one where he probably did it. And then they were like, well, that's a great cover and we don't have enough time to change it. So let's just roll with it.
However, I guess Depends on which iteration you're going for, because they are played by children, but the play itself is a phantom that lives under the school that's in love with this guy's daughter. So
Yeah,
the
that's
idea
true.
is the characters that are written are older. The kids are just playing these older characters.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it's not 11-year-olds it's written about that are falling in love and wanting to run away with each other.
I hope not, but
It was back in the 20s. You never know, man.
that's true.
Because ultimately, that's the premise, right? There is
Mhm.
a play that was written, and I do like they have fun with that. They're
Yeah.
not doing Phantom of the Opera. They're not putting on that production.
Right.
It is a script that was written at the school for the school many, 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 many moons ago, 70 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And that's fun, right? It's borrowing just enough from Phantom of the Opera because you have Esmeralda who's in love with the Phantom, and the father's like, "You must not." And her boyfriend finds out and kills the Phantom, and it's a very Phantom of the Opera storyline. They went as far as they could without being full Phantom of the Opera, which I
Right.
assume that's just copyright.
Yeah. Yeah, I assume so too.
But I do like he had fun with it, and it's like, okay, but this was made by the school for the school, and now there's a phantom that haunts us because the person who was supposed to play the role died 70 years ago. Oh no. So it's a fun premise. I think it's a fun premise in a world that he created that borrows just enough from the real world,
Mhm.
because most people have at least heard of the Phantom of the Opera, even kids,
Right?
but then changed it enough that it's now an RL Goosebumps world.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I do love too that the excitement starts early on. So, like the Phantom, as they're rehearsing, jumping from the catwalk and scaring her. And then she's like, "How dare you, Zeke?" And he's like off to the side of the stage. And I was like, "Oh, wait, that's not
Right?
Zeke." Like, that's scary.
Mhm.
That's scary. I don't care if it's a person or an actual ghost. You have someone who's dressed as this snagging you, being aggressive with you, and it's like, wait, that's no one from the play. Who the hell is that? Like,
Right.
that's scary. Okay.
Yep. Yep. And I like that they lead with Zeke's prankster ways because he never, even though he doesn't ever really do anything that bad, he does just enough to kind of provide his own red herring.
Yeah. Of course. When he laughs too, he
Hmm.
laughs about it. Like when she mentioned about what happened during rehearsal when he was at the dentist, he just smiled, laughed, and walked away. And so you're like, wait,
Right.
you didn't deny it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, well, I think Zeke and all of this just appreciates a good joke until he realizes it's jeopardizing potentially him being in the play.
That's true.
We also get introduced to a few fun characters.
Hmm.
So when they decide to stay back and play with the trapdoor that they're explicitly told not to,
Classic kids.
we all would do, even as an adult, if someone told me don't play with the trapdoor, I'd do it.
Oh, I'd be right there with
So
you.
yeah, I'd be like, let's press the button. I have to press the button. But they decide to stay back, play with that. They get stuck and find their way out of it. But in the midst of being stuck way in the basement, they discover tunnels. They don't explore too much at that point because they're scared, rightfully so. I would be too if I discovered a tunnel system underneath my school.
Oh, yeah.
And as they come back up, you know, Brooke gets pulled up, thinking it's Zeke at first helping her out. She realizes it's some short adult male, and his name is Emil. He reasons away that he's the night janitor and scares them off.
Hmm.
And of course, they buy it because as kids, you would. There's an adult at the school after dark. Yeah, right, night janitor. I would believe it.
Right. Especially looking a little worse for the wear. That seems like a night janitor look.
Yeah. He's staying awake, cleaning things at night after teen kids. Ew.
Ew.
Yeah. I'd
That's
look a little worse for the wear too.
It's a special place in heaven for people like that.
I've seen my kids' bedrooms. I can imagine hundreds of them in a school and what they do to a school. So,
I'm good.
yep. So, um, I like next day, Brooke goes to school, sees a boy sitting in her seat. Love they have to describe that he's this cute boy.
Hmm.
Like she's automatically attracted to him. Little Brooke crush on Brian Colson. And for some reason, I hear Brian Colson and all I can think of is Machine Gun Kelly.
Right.
I know, that's awful. And yet here I am. Like, It just is the first thing that comes to my mind is I kept like, even in the book, or I'm sorry, even in the TV episode, they refer to him, they use his name,
Uh-huh.
Brian Colson, and I can only think of Machine Gun Kelly. And I'm like, what's Machine Gun Kelly doing at their school? Because his name's Colson Baker. I don't know.
Right.
The CB is like,
Well, Colson's a standout name.
you have like very like similar initials. I don't know why.
Right.
Maybe it's the dyslexia in me. I'm not dyslexic, but I have no reason. All I see is Brian Colson, and I think Machine Gun Kelly. So this is weird. And I kept picturing him, and I'm like, that is not the way this kid was described. Stop picturing Machine Gun Kelly.
I didn't know this kid had so many face tattoos.
Apparently. So we have, she meets Brian, and he seems kind, he seems nice, he's timid, he blushes easily, so he's immediately like golden retriever type harmless character, which immediately I'm like, uh-oh. It's always the innocent ones. So
Yep.
he's dark haired and dreamy. I mean, literally, I think she says he has dark hair and green eyes. I'm like, okay. RL, were you reading Teen Beat? Tiger Beat.
Tiger Beat.
Is it Tiger Beat? Tiger Beat and Teen whatever.
Teen, yeah.
Anyways, he was reading one of those.
Right. Oh, I mean, obviously.
He's like, what are those middle schoolers into? What are they? He's so dreamy.
Can't wait for a couple years from now whenever he talks about Hanson and all those JTT. It just gets into it.
Speaking of which, I do love the pop culture references he made in this, because she does reference Halloween and how she wouldn't show her brother Friday the 13th because he couldn't handle it. And I'm like, ooh. And Zeke loves horror. I'm like, my girl Brooke likes some horror. I like the references here. Way to go, RL.
Right?
Little horror homage.
Mm-hmm. Pushing some definitely not kid-friendly movies into this kid-friendly book. But hey, I mean, RoboCop had an animated series, so the 90s were the Wild West. It doesn't matter.
At that age, we were watching those movies.
It's true.
So,
I definitely
he
was.
wasn't off base there.
No, not at all.
And I do love how friendly she is with him. Like, she's quick to befriend him, and he wants to join the play. She's like, yo, we're already cast, but if you want to come, maybe we can find something for you. And they do. They make him a set designer. He seems go with the flow. He's like, sure, I'll paint some shit.
He's just happy to be in the play.
He sure is. He's just happy. And he's so timid. And I'm like, it's the timid ones. Like, he's either a serial killer in the making, or there's something going on here.
Could be both.
Yeah.
Spread your wings, Brian Colson.
Machine Gun Kelly. Brian Colson Baker. So I'm just going to start calling him that. Brian Colson Baker.
It's like a Wheel of Fortune before and after puzzle.
I can't help it. Every time I hear it, Brian Colson, I'm like, is it you, Colson Baker? So yeah, they've got their rehearsing, different jokes are going. And I like Mrs. Walker. For some reason, they keep having to describe her as being like super, super thin.
It's weird.
It's a constant reference in every scene she's in. I'm like, I don't know why you're harping on that, but here we are.
Yeah.
Mrs. Walker the Harpy.
Yeah, I noticed it too. It felt weird. I don't get it.
Yeah. I'm like, we aren't body shaming her, RL. Like, we all come in different sizes and shapes. It's okay.
It's true. Are you uncomfortable, RL? What's going on here?
Right? We're really obsessing on how thin her figure is. And I don't know if, again, that was another red herring he was attempting. Like, she's creepy. She's kind of skeletalish. I don't know, but it didn't land. I'm just like, you're hyper fixated on this teacher's size.
I never once considered her for the Phantom. You know, like, if that was his intention, he did a bad job there.
For sure. Absolute bad job. If that was the intention.
Right.
So, otherwise, it was just a really weird focus.
Yeah. Just does not feel okay.
Yeah. And I love that then they incorporate Brian into their evening burglary, or I guess not burglary, their evening breaking and entering shenanigans. They're like, we got to prove this is a Phantom. And poor Brian, he goes along with it. And the first time that he goes along with it, the set's vandalized, and he's so heartbroken. He's like, I painted that. I spent all week painting this. And it's been vandalized with red paint. And of course, Mrs. Walker conveniently happens to come in and be like, what did y'all do? And the only reason she even believes him is because Brian's like about ready to cry.
Right.
Like, my poor set. I would never do this to my hard work. And she's like, okay, maybe I believe you.
It's a solid point there, Brian. Colson Baker.
See, it's stuck with you now.
Yeah.
Brian Colson Baker. Oh, he's a rapper in the making. You didn't even know. He went from the Phantom singing to the rapper.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trajectory that I buy.
The Phantom to the poet. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. So we're spoiling the story here, but I don't care. But, you know, of course, they find red footprints and they're thinking, oh, we're going to find the red paint trail leads to who knows what.
Mhm.
And of course, it never ends well. They find it leads to Zeke's locker and she's like, you're out. You're out of the play. And he's like, but I didn't do it. And she's like, you're out.
Yeah. Which is weird that she was not more sympathetic to him since he's now crying in front of her. Like, if you were sympathetic for Brian, I guess he just sold it more.
Brian wasn't a prankster, though.
That's true.
Whereas Zeke's been kind of causing problems in his little shenanigans since the beginning. So she's like, I'm over it.
That's true.
This is just who you are. And unfortunately for him, all of his Boy Who Cried Wolf pranks kind of stacked up against him. And yeah.
Oh,
Whereas Brian still had a clear name.
Right.
Up until that point. So it was like, all right. Now, what I love is that Zeke, this is very 90s. And I will say this is so 90s because Zeke is home. He's supposed to be grounded and his parents are out on a date. They're like, you stay home, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they go on a date.
You better behave. Don't get into any trouble.
I mean, it's like, really?
Yeah.
But sure, those are the 90s parents, so why not? And we were all there at some point. Like, you're grounded, stay home, don't be on the phone, don't watch TV. We're going to go out. Yep. Like, sure, I'll do none of that within the first 2 minutes. But I love that Brian and Brooke go to check on him and see how he's doing. And immediately, for anybody who has read the books up until this point, Goosebumps connected one of his world rules, if you want to call it that. One of his foundations of his Goosebumps world, the dog.
Yes. Yep.
So call back to Ghost Beach. What do we learn about dogs, Gary?
They don't like ghosts.
They really don't like ghosts. They will bark at ghosts. They will avoid ghosts. They do not like ghosts. And what's happening with them at Zeke's house?
Well, Zeke's puppy is not enjoying Brian's presence.
Yeah, Buster is avoiding him. He's barking at him. Brian tries to play fetch with him and pet him. And, they describe Buster as this lovable dog who just loves everybody. And Buster's like, oh, hell nah. He's not having it. He's like, don't touch me. You don't know me. Get away from me.
This kid is too good looking.
He's too dreamy for his own good. You take those green eyes away from me. Those dark, luscious locks are full of nobody.
You tell him, Buster.
So Buster is like not having it. And what's funny is that as kids, we probably read these books, but because they were spaced a month apart, we probably didn't catch that little Easter egg there.
Yeah.
That little foreshadowing hint that connected us to Ghost Beach.
Yeah.
And so fortunately for you and I, we just read that one.
Right.
So we remember.
Fresh.
It's fresh in our heads. And I'm like, I see what you did there, RL. You connected the little string on your serial killer board. You're like, ghost zombie. Because again, we have Brian who is changing his clothes. He's able to be touched. He paints things. So he can actually do things. He painted a whole set twice because he had to redo what was damaged. So
he's a tangible one.
He's a ghost zombie. Once again, fits the ghosts in the RL world.
Yes, 100%.
And we, still don't know at that point that he's a ghost, but because we remember Ghost Beach, it's like, okay, I see where you're going here.
Yep.
And we find that Zeke's like, I know there is a phantom there. I'm going to get back. So he convinces them to once again go back to the school, break into the school through the home ec room because there's a window open. So I guess they're not really breaking, they're just entering.
That's true.
And they go down into the tunnels, and Zeke is determined. He's like, I don't care how scary this is.
Mhm.
I'm going until I can't go. And what do they find at the end of the tunnel?
A room.
A room with a fresh bowl of cereal.
Yeah. My man.
My man likes to eat cornflakes, I believe is what she said.
I think it was cornflakes. He'd be more my man if it was Frosted Flakes, but
Oh, right. I love me some Frosted Flakes with some chopped up little banana in there. Like you chop up some slices of banana and
you got
perfection.
it. Welcome to Food Talk with Gary and Ashley.
We love our cereals.
Yeah.
Our cereal.
Tune in next week when we dive into Cookie Crisp.
Oh my gosh. I never liked Cookie Crisp.
Hurts your mouth.
It got soggy too fast. However, Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, yeah.
Oof. I still have Cocoa Puffs in my house. So, really fun thing that I used to love to do. I don't do it as much these days. Actually, I don't think I've done it in a really long time, probably since college, because not good for you. However, I used to love to get vanilla ice cream and put Fruity Pebbles on top, almost like sprinkles.
Yeah.
And just crunch, crunch, crunch.
There was a point several years ago where Burger King had it was Fruit Loops. Sorry, a Fruit Loops milkshake. That thing was amazing.
Fruity Pebbles gives just enough texture. It's not too tough because I feel like if you threw if you threw Fruit Loops on top of ice cream, it'd be just too much crunch, right? You wouldn't be able to get a correct proportion. It'd be too much for your mouth.
That's true.
But Fruity Pebbles is small enough that you could get just a good proportion of it.
Right.
Ratio. There we go.
A ratio. Yeah.
Good ratio. Fruity Pebbles to ice cream. So again, I don't do that anymore. However, that used to be my go-to. That was my jam.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I used to have a lot of like 2 a.m. mornings where I would just take milk and Frosted Flakes, pour them into a cup and just like throw that sucker back.
It was like a protein shake.
I was not in good health.
And we wonder why so many Americans have diabetes. Listeners, don't do this.
That's what we really brought you here for today.
It's your PSA.
It took us 24 episodes, but we're finally getting to it.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't like, and I'm probably going to lose so many points here. I don't like ice cream by itself. It's too one note in texture. So I have to have some kind of crunch in it. So whether it's sprinkles, Fruity Pebbles was perfect for me because it wasn't too sweet, compared to sprinkles sweet. It was just enough texture to give me the crunch I needed, but still let me enjoy the ice cream.
Right.
This is why I love Dippin' Dots.
Yeah. It's the ice cream of the future.
Yep. They're just firm enough that it gives me the texture I need.
I can see that.
Yeah. But diabetes. So there's that. That's why I love Cold Stone when it came out. Not an ad, but the fact that you could mix in different, toppings into it. So you could get just enough texture while still getting your ice cream fix. Because if I have to do just plain ice cream by itself, it's not happening.
No, I get you.
I'm good things.
That was like the brilliance of yogurt shops whenever we had that great just explosion of froyo shops opening up.
Oh, everywhere. I love me some froyo.
I know you do, because you can do that. Like they got Jimmy's, they got chocolate rocks, they got probably Fruity Pebbles, they got all the things you could want.
Okay, see, but I'm like if this is like an oxymoron. I'm so healthy when it comes to froyo. So I do their original tart flavor, which is like low sugar, low everything, and I don't do it intentionally. That's the flavor I like.
It is a good flavor.
So I do their original tart flavor, but I tend to put fruit in it. So I put like blackberries, blueberries, kiwi. I love kiwi in some froyo.
Nice.
And then I put a fuck ton. We're going to have to play explicit on this episode.
That's fine.
A I repeat, fuck ton of yogurt chips in there.
Oh, man. Yeah, good crunch there.
Yep. So it's not the most unhealthy froyo there.
Oh, mine is.
Oh, I'm sure you put the chocolate and I'm sure you put like the sprinkles and the broken candy bars and the marshmallows
No
and
marshmallows.
the sauce.
The sauce is good.
I knew it. Sauce is good.
I love chocolate rocks. Like if they've got chocolate rocks, I'm putting that shit on my froyo.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I've trained myself to not be able to consume sweet on sweet on sweet on sweet. I used to, obviously, Fruity Pebbles and ice cream, but I have worked really hard to train myself not to be able to do it to that level. So it's hard for me. Like I will try and take a bite of, they have like an ice cream flavor at this local ice cream shop here, and it's called Cookie Monster, and it's like electric blue.
Ooh.
And I'm like, I'm curious. I tried it and I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Too sweet. Can't do it.
I get that. I've kind of hit a tipping point too, where I'm like, I mean, like Oreo ice cream is fine.
I love me some cookies and cream or some mint chocolate ice cream. Texture.
Yeah, right. 100%. But I'm with you. Like when it comes to, I'm not just going to eat plain vanilla. What am I? Made of boring? No.
You'd have to be from Mars to eat just vanilla. I don't know why, but Mars came to mind.
Men are from
Pluto?
Mars, so women are from Venus.
Although I do love, I will say this, I love me some soft serve ice cream. Yeah. However, still need my texture. So I love soft serve in a waffle cone.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Waffle cone makes everything better. That's the
combination. Yep. We took such a turn on that one. So
we did.
We are in a room and they discovered this crazy, super short, because again, RL's fixated on this guy's height.
Right.
A super short man, and he's angry. He's mad. You ruined everything. And they figure out why, because he's been living there. He was homeless. It's kind of sad, actually. He was homeless and he was living there, and he was just trying to keep them away from his happy little home he had built.
Right.
Underneath the school, far, far down the tunnels. Now, as a parent, I'm like, yeah, you don't want some stranger living underneath your kid's school where they have access to these children. Had it been in the tunnels, away from them, where he had no access to the school, like, do what you do, live underground, man. But the fact that he can actually get into the school through the auditorium, through the trapdoor, it's like, yeah, we should probably cut that. Like, nah, we gotta stop that.
It's a little far.
Yeah, that's a little unsafe. And speaking of safe, our 90s parents actually come through with a solid, because Zeke's dad is like, I came home and you weren't there, so I came looking for you. And goes to find the kids, and they call the cops. And of course, you know, the janitor, fake janitor, takes off. Emil takes off for good because he's like, busted, can't live here anymore.
Gotta go live under another school.
Right. And they think all is well, all is done.
Yeah.
And yay, we could do the play and everything's great. And here we are. It's opening night. Everything's going well until second act, when Phantom comes onto stage. He grabs Brooke and is being a little aggressive with her, looks her in the eyes, and she realizes, le gasp, that is not Zeke.
Nope.
Zut alors, who is this?
I know those eyes.
I know those eyes. She seems to know a lot of eyes, but she can't remember how she knows them. She's got to do better with that. Do better, Brooke.
Yeah, be better, Brooke. Triple B.
Triple B, be better, Brooke. So, you know, he gives this full monologue.
It's great.
And telling his woeful story, how he died, and this was supposed to be his epic role, and he never got to play it, and now he's got his chance 72 years later. And everyone's buying it. Like, the teacher doesn't even care for how intense she was about the rehearsal and this entire play. Right. She's like, oh, wonderful line changes. It was fantastic. The crowd loved it. I feel like my theater teacher back in the day, if we had done that, would have like chopped off our heads.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You did what? Like, killed them.
Yeah. 100%.
She probably would have like pushed us through the trapdoor.
My theater teacher, he was kind of like Mr. Garrison from South Park.
So he would have been more like, that was wonderful.
He would have been like, you went a little off script there, but it's fine.
Good effort. Y'all did your best.
Unless they were freshmen. He hated underclassmen. But us older kids, he was like, whatever you guys want.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I feel like things that happened that weren't rehearsed, she was okay with if it was like physical.
Mhm.
So, for example, we did Cyrano de Bergerac,
Right.
and I was supposed to be one of the opening dancers that dances onto stage. And I'm carrying this plate with like a big roasted turkey on it, but it's glued to the plate, which thank goodness. And I'm supposed to do this jump and a spin. And we'd rehearsed it for months and months and months, and yay. Well, they didn't realize the night before the play, the janitor was going to completely wax the floor
Oh, no.
of the stage. So it looked really nice and shiny and pretty, except for one thing. When you are jumping across a stage in little ballet slippers on
Yeah.
freshly waxed floor. Ashley went flying.
Woo. Bye,
So I did
Ashley.
a butt fall. Like
Oh,
I
no.
jumped, landed hard on my butt with the turkey and the plate still in my hands. And I just had to improv that shit.
Mhm.
I just shook it off, played it off, and danced off. That wasn't the only thing that went wrong that night with me.
Oh, no.
So my butt hurt.
Yeah.
But after it's the end of, I want to say, I can't remember, but it was the scene right before intermission. There's supposed to be a big sword fight with Cyrano and like the villain, and we again rehearsed it, and they're using these metal swords, and they're not sharp, but they are metal. They're heavy.
Yeah.
And we had rehearsed these stage fights, and everybody's watching it, the town, and we had our blocking, and I'm standing there watching it and gasp, oh no, oh, and, you're having your reactions, and sword, every single time he throws it out of his hand, is supposed to go sliding across the stage.
Mhm.
It did it every time. Every single time it would slide. This time, opening night, sword goes flying and hits me directly in the face.
Oh, no.
Metal, big metal sword.
Oh, no.
I caught it as it hit my face, and I played it off.
Wow.
I had to play it off like, oh, I caught it, and now I have to get it back to my love because he's supposed to have it.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's before the scene's over. And so I'm like, gotta get it back to him. So I just played it off like, I got a thing for this guy. I gotta give it to him. I care about you. I love you. Go win, baby. And
Wow.
hilarious, because
Mhm.
after that, we go backstage, time to switch costumes. Drama teacher, director, theater director, she runs backstage. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, my face hurts. Can I please have some ice?
My face and my butt are not feeling well.
I don't feel so good. And it was hilarious
Oh.
because after that, every night of the show, the sword flew, but I was ready for it. And so then I just started catching it, and that became part of the play. I'd catch it, get it to him, and play it off like, that's my boo. But it's just funny because months and months and months you rehearse something, and then
Yeah.
not how it goes. That's how theater is, though. You got to be able to improv and play it off. So
It's true. I remember we did one play. It was one you've never heard of, but it was my friend, my best friend in high school and I. And it was like an office thing, but there was one scene where he was off stage, supposedly taking a shower. And we'd practiced it multiple times. And then on the day of our first show, he decides to sing at the top of his lungs, "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman," while he's in the quote unquote shower.
oh my God.
And I was left out on stage trying not to react. And I knew he was going to do something because he told me, he was like, watch out. And I was like, oh no.
At least he didn't pull like a Julia Roberts. Like, just full Prince mode.
Yeah.
Just bubble bath singing. But
I mean, the crowd loved it. It was a great, like, just moment. But
that's hilarious.
Theater teacher.
You kept it together though.
I tried. I'm sure I had like, just that look on my face. But
deer in the headlights. Yeah. My face, by the way, fun fact, was bruised for like, I had a huge like line bruise across my face for a few weeks. And it was hilarious because
Uh,
so is the theater life.
Could have played Scar in a Lion King production.
It was a bruise, not a scar.
Could have played Scar's cousin Bruce.
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 Yes.
So, yeah. Phantom takes over and she tries to pull the mask off and he falls through the trapdoor again. And I'm like, way to go, Brooke. That's manslaughter. But luckily it's a ghost.
Yeah.
So as we find out, so there's no body down there. And she's like, phew, I just narrowly escaped jail.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
Zeke comes out like, what the heck happened? Someone knocked me out. And it's like, oops. And what's funny is she actually never sees his face because of the darkness and the fog from the place. So she just sees him fall through the trapdoor. So we still don't know at this point who the Phantom was.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to Brooke's locker prior to the cast party because I think she needs like her coat or something.
Yeah.
And a yearbook falls out. And she's like, well, how the heck did this yearbook from the 20s get into my locker? And I like it that whoever put it in her locker left a bookmark. He's like, turn to this page. I'm just going to save you time just because, you know, you living people are stupid. And so she like opens it up and there's an article about the play that, you know, never happened up until this night. And they look to see who was in the cast and lo and behold, who was going to play the Phantom?
It's Machine Gun Phantom.
It's Brian Colson Baker.
It's Brian Colson Baker.
It was our Machine Gun Phantom all along. Our Phantom poet.
Yes.
Ooh. I like that actually. Like, wow, this little timid, shy, I just want to be part of the play. He had a little bit of more than meets the eye to him because not only did he end up being a phantom, he's a ghost this whole time, but he also knocked out Zeke.
Yeah. It's true.
He's like, it's my time to shine, bitch, and knocks him out. Zeke's like, whatever. Everyone's giving Zeke kudos, and he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's the best performance of my life.
I mean, he still finished the play because the implication is that it was just that one act that the Phantom was in there playing the Phantom, very meta, and then the rest of it was Zeke. So,
right. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now, how did you feel about the TV episode?
It's pretty close. This is another one that runs pretty close to the book, I think. I can't think of any like major scenes that were missing. They condensed the shit out of some scenes for sure, but I think every beat was there, unless I'm forgetting something.
I mean, they hit the main points that developed the story enough that, one, it stands alone on its own. I think it's a solid episode without having to match the book. They definitely couldn't include certain things. We never saw the dog, I don't believe.
Yeah, no Buster. No
Buster to give that away. Brian Colson Baker had a really, really weird accent.
Yeah.
I almost didn't understand one of his lines because I'm like, where's he from? Saskatchewan? I don't know, but like his accent was super thick. And I don't know, there was a few lines I had to rewind because I'm like, what the hell did he just say?
I know, same. Like, and I feel like Zeke had sort of a strange accent too. Like all the kids, I texted you, I was like, these kids say Phantom weird because I think they're saying Phantom or something like that. It's like Phantom?
It was weird.
Yeah.
And I think it was just definitely, this is one where you can definitely see this is a Canadian production, which nothing wrong with that, but definitely the pronunciation was a little different. But overall, it was super solid. I actually like the way they present him, Mrs. Walker. She wasn't unlikable. She came across as concerning, very teacher-like. And I genuinely liked the casting. I didn't feel like anybody was overacting.
No, for once it was pretty solid all around. Like accents aside, like that's my only complaint, and I feel bad nitpicking that because these kids can't help it.
But as a kid, that's gonna stand out.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, when we watch this, those things are gonna be like, why are they talking like that?
Right.
But as an adult, we're like, you're from Canada, aren't you? Oh, they do it to us all the time.
Right. It's true. It's true. Yeah. I think this is arguably one of the best translations to TV that we've seen.
Absolutely.
Which maybe isn't saying a lot, but it's saying something. So.
And I feel like if there was only, and this is me nitpicking, if there was only one thing that I would change is the redundancy of her pulling the mask off and realizing it was Brian in the TV episode and then also seeing the yearbook
Yeah.
versus, hey, you just need one reveal.
Right.
And so if she had not seen Brian, if it still played out, couldn't quite get it, he fell, and like, who the heck was that? And then finding the yearbook.
Yeah.
I think that just a simple minor change because the two reveals or the reveal twice, the same reveal twice felt redundant.
It did. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you that could have maybe freed up a minute more for something else. I don't know what that something else would have been, but.
Or just left it a little bit more suspenseful until the very, very end, which Goosebumps is kind of good at doing. So
Sure.
I think if they had just left that, then like just try and pull the mask, he falls, because I know they couldn't or chose not to do the locker scene. So like randomly the yearbook's on the stage and it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, Brian Colson Baker, it's you.
Right. Which actually makes a little more sense that they would just find it in the auditorium somewhere as opposed to somehow something got into her locker, which is an issue that like these kids need better locks because.
But he's a ghost. He can get through anything.
Well, that's true. He can. But the implication with Zeke's was that Emil had somehow gotten into his locker and framed him. Like that bothered me a little bit, but it's not a big deal.
I mean, Emil's been living under the school for 6 months.
It's true.
To me, that's not long enough to know how to break into these kids' lockers. But if you remember lockers in the 90s, they were pretty easy to get into. So
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Like, you just had to listen for the soft click when it hit the right number.
Yeah.
Because that was a fun thing to do. I wonder if I could break into a locker. Just saying.
You do a lot of locker B&E?
No, but as friends, we're like, ooh, let me see if I could get into your locker. And then it's like, I know how to break a lock. I know how to listen. And it's like, you felt like almost like you were a safe cracker.
Oh, yeah.
But it just, it was fun. So I feel like back then the lockers were a little easier to get into. However, I will say this. I like the idea of the yearbook being in the locker. And here's why. Because the yearbook doesn't make sense either way if she already knew who it was and she was aware that she knew who it was. The whole idea of the yearbook magically appearing is the phantom basically saying, I want you to know who I am.
Right.
I want you to know who I was.
Yeah.
So like it appearing after she already saw his face, it's just like, well, that was pointless because you know who he is and he doesn't need you to extra know.
Right.
Or maybe he just thinks she's a dumbass and he's like, I think you probably need it written out for you, Brooke.
I'm going to help you. Yeah.
Let me help you out. But I do like that in the book. It's in the locker because it means he's not gone.
Right.
So like he did his play. He did the thing he was there for, right? I've been waiting all this time to do this, but guess what? I'm still not gone.
Right.
My yearbook, I put in your locker. And this happened sometime after the play because if she put her coat before the play in her locker, she would have seen if it was already there. So it had to have happened afterwards.
Right.
And so it's like, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not gone. I'm still here. And by the way, this is who I am. Be my ghosty boo.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying. That's a solid point.
And she's like, I'm not Esmeralda. I'm just Babbly Brooke. And ultimately, he just wants to, he's not a bad guy. He just wants to give a speech. I mean, outside of, knocking Zeke out.
Well.
Which again, ghost zombie because he was able to physically knock him out.
Assault a human, yep.
Yep, he assaulted him. But he didn't want to hurt her. He just wanted to do his performance and be done. And apparently put his yearbook in her locker. He's like, could you sign my yearbook, please?
Oh.
Forever yours. Break a leg.
Haggle, have a great afterlife.
Have a great afterlife. Call me over the summer.
Yeah.
And I do love how endearing her little brother is. I don't
Mhm.
mind he wasn't included in the actual TV episode because I feel like his character didn't carry enough weight in the book to matter per se. Like, it was fun. It was an expansion of Brooke to see her little connection.
Mhm.
Wasn't an annoying brother like we usually get
Right.
in the Goosebumps books, but definitely wasn't necessary for the story,
Right.
right?
For sure.
So I don't
Yeah.
mind that they didn't have him in there.
So much so that I forgot he was in the book until you just mentioned him.
You forgot about Jeremy.
I forgot
How
about
dare
Jeremy.
you? Oh, poor Jeremy just wanted to see the play. Yeah, I think minor changes didn't matter. It still was a super strong episode, and I
Mhm.
actually would recommend watching it.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
Mm-hmm. If you don't have time
So.
for the book, this is like 22 minutes.
Close second. Give it a
Yeah.
go.
Right. Right.
Do, 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 do. Goosebumps.
That's my favorite part.
For anybody that has no idea what we're referencing, watch a TV episode.
Mhm.
So, last thing.
Yes.
We've gone on so many tangents. I know this episode's going to go over than they normally do, but whatever, listeners, you're on the wild ride with us.
That's right.
Goosebumps, the cover. What did you think of the book cover?
We didn't even talk about that.
We didn't. We mentioned it a little, that he went classic Phantom. I'm assuming, is that like a dark purple?
I think so.
Dark purple with like the reddish pink.
Mm-hmm. I love the color choices in it. The ominous glowing green from the stage lights, I assume.
Yeah.
But also
the highlights
just
of the green.
That Goosebumps green, baby.
Goosebumps green.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's not one that I think of frequently in terms of just classic book covers, but it looks nice.
I think it's very nice. And I think given what we know that he doesn't get much when he makes these, I think it's super nice. He had to go classic. Didn't know about the blue-green Phantom mask, but I think it still works.
Yeah.
And I love that we can still see his name on it next to the Phantom's leg. It's a very soft, soft pink, hidden in the red, but it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I don't know if this one will, I mean, we'll see in our season 2 bracket, but I like it a lot for what it is.
It's a classic cover. It's very, for me, because I know the storyline of Phantom, and I see the reference here, it's a very kind of moody, borderline romantic, because you've got an adult on the cover. This is not a child, clearly. Kind of vibe to it. It feels a little bit more grown than his typical covers. Not grown in nature like adult content, but just it feels more mature.
Right. But it's still angled up from that child's eye view, like he
from
so
the stage,
does.
from the audience.
Yep.
I do love that in this case, you can either view it as a kid's view or the audience looking up at the stage.
This is true.
Either way, I love it. I think it's nice. Again, not the strongest contender, and I'm curious about our bracket, but it's still a very solid, beautiful cover.
I agree. You did it again, Tim.
You did it. By golly, Jacobus. And this was a Halloween book. This was released October of 94. So this was a fun little one to have out during spooky season. Now, speaking of fun books, what is our next book, Gary?
The next book is Attack of the Mutant.
Yes, this will be book number 25, released in November of 94, so still releasing every month. And this one's a bit of a shorty, so this will be probably a quick read for us. But spoiler note, I love the cover of this one, so I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, same here. This is one that does stick out in my memory very clearly. So
the cover does, but I don't remember the story, so I'm excited to reread it or read it because I can't honestly say if I've actually read it. So,
girl, same.
But I do, like you said, I do remember the cover too. So I'm going to read it and see if I remember it. When I read The Phantom of the Auditorium, parts of it did stick out to me, that like recollection of, oh yeah, I have read this, but I didn't remember the ending. So
yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so we'll see how this one goes. But I'm super excited to read Attack of the Mutant. Not the Attack. Attack. I'm going to get it right. There will be no to these. To thee or not to thee? That is the question.
The answer is no.
No. We don't do redundant here unless it's a TV episode, and then we got to show them twice. No, I'm kidding. So,
No, the TV episode is the attack the of the mutant the. So redundant.
and another the, just to be sure.
Just for sure.
The hyphen the.
The hyphen.
Because different ways to say it.
Of course.
All right. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to Listeners Beware, a podcast about all things Goosebumps. Are you looking for more spooky podcast content? Check out 3 Haunted Podcast, where Ashley and friends talk about all the other things that give you goosebumps. Spooky things.
And if you feel like getting retro, you can find more from me at Wax Nostalgic Network, available on YouTube and wherever podcasts are available. Also, feel free to drop us a line via email at listenersbewarepodcast@gmail.com and follow us on our various social media channels by searching Listeners Beware.
Until next time. This was made by the school for the school, and now there's a phantom that haunts us.
For school, by school. It's like FUBU for schools. I'll probably cut that
For
one.
the school, by the school.
I don't want to make everyone sad. I don't want to make anyone sad.
We just go back to cornflakes in the serial killer basement room.
Yeah.
So
This isn't a sad cast. It's a podcast.
I'm going to start saying that. This isn't a sad cast. Oh my gosh. So this is a mad cast, and I'm getting hungry from all this ice cream talk.
I know.
It's a hungry cast.